Once
Right.
again, we're here with Eugene Napoleon, great running back for our squad, West Virginia. He was here through a lot of stuff, a lot of great squads. But we're gonna come up on the '88 season. You're with Major Harris, or excuse me, maybe he's with you because you're the upperclassman. An amazing season. You were there for the Notre Dame game. You were there for the Penn State game. I just want to know the feeling. So let's start with the Notre Dame game. '98, sure. First time beating them in a few years. Our rivalry really owned by them. We beat them 51-32.
Yes.
What's the feeling like in Morgantown? Like, I wasn't there. I don't know. How'd you feel? Like, you got Jack Fleming on the call. I know you didn't hear it, but I'm sure that place was electric.
Oh man, let me tell you something. Whenever you beat Penn State, it's a great win, right? I like to beat them in the parking lot. It didn't matter. Whenever you play Penn State, it's listen, you could throw the records out the window. It's that type of competitive spirit on both programs. I remember that game 2 days prior. We knew, and it's going to sound a little arrogant, but we knew we were going to beat Penn State. We had a great week of practice, which we that whole year we really did. We focused. We knew what we had to do. But Coach Nealon put together this game plan, and I give him 100% credit. That staff, we were tuned in, everybody on the same page. 2 days before we took the field, it was one of them deals where you kind of know that everything is going to click. And I'll never forget when Penn State came out. They came out like they normally do. They're energetic and all this rah-rah. We were very calm. We came out energetic, but we were very calm because it was that sense of we can't wait to kick this ball off so we can dig in.
No, it's about business. It's about business.
Straight business. And from the first kickoff, it was one of them deals where it was funny. I muffed the first kickoff. I'm looking, a lot of you not, Jeremy, I'm looking to the other end zone. I'm literally looking to the other, because I'm taking this to the house.
You already know.
So they kick it off. I muff it. Thank God it bounced. Thank God for good bounces. It bounced right back in my hands. I take it about 30-something, almost 40 yards to get us near the 50, and we were off and running from there. Major, obviously, Mr. Major Excitement, Mr. 21 or 28 points all by himself every game, right? The run. That dude, oh, my God. Looking in his eyes coming into the huddle, you kind of knew he was lights out, geared in, business, locked in. We all were. But that was one game, I'm going to tell you something, from all phases, from defense to offense to special teams, we clicked on all phases that afternoon. And you almost had to beat a Joe Pa team. Joe Paterno, it's Penn State. They're well coached. They're disciplined. That day, not in Morgantown that day. So
what's the difference? All right, so you have this game. It's huge. It's huge, and you go to win it. And the hype and the feeling and the buzz before the game. How does that differentiate from the national championship game? And
it's funny. Now, we had the same feeling going into the national championship game against Notre Dame. And I'll share this with you. When you watch, and this is funny, when you watch teams and they're wearing the difference between the white high top cleats and the black cleats, it's going to sound funny. Black cleats, they look a little bit slow. They look a little slower on film, right? Okay. We're watching, not that negated anything for us because we went into it every week preparing the way we're supposed to prepare, but we looked at their linebackers. We looked at a little bit of, their receivers and not being able to get off of certain jams and things of that nature. So we took them like, okay, we're going to be physical. We're always physical, but we feel like we have better athletes in each position. Okay. You get into the game and then you realize like, these jokers can run. Okay. So they too have good athletes, right? That it's a well-coached football team. That they're disciplined, all these things. All of a sudden, Major goes down.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. And it changed the whole complexity of what we were doing offensively, which in turn hurt us defensively. Because now field position switches. Now, offensively, we're not on the field as much. We have to punt a lot more. And we put our defense in a situation to where they're playing maybe 25 to 30 snaps more than what they were used to playing.
Yeah. Do you feel Like if Major never got, because I know a lot of Mountaineers feel this way. I don't have certain feelings because I'm a little young, so I don't remember the game. I know a lot of people say if Mage hadn't went down, we'd be wearing rings right now. Do you
No doubt.
feel like
Now
if
look,
Major got hurt?
You see the ring?
I see it.
Okay.
I see it, baby.
Now, that would be a different ring had Major Harris not gotten injured, right?
You believe so?
I will give you the score. Had Major not gotten hurt, you're talking probably 63-28.
Oh, wow.
And that's a little high because I've often said 49-56, somewhere in there. I'm going to say 63-28, and I'll tell you why. Major Harris was good for 28 points a game by himself. And depending on the combination of either throwing for 2 touchdowns, rushing for 2 touchdowns, or some games rushing for 2 touchdowns, throwing for 3 touchdowns. So you're talking about 28 to 35 points by himself. Between the combination of myself, A.B. Brown, and Andre Johnson in the backfield, we were good for at least 28 points, 21 to 28 points as a combination of backs.
Against that defense. Okay.
Now, wide receiver wise, there was nobody in the country that was covering Reggie Rembert one-on-one. Yeah. Nobody. 6'6", 4'2", can catch a BB in the dark. Nobody. You put in the slot the other one, Grandis Bell, got to be GB, 4'2", flat in the 40.
Oh, that's real speed.
You putting Calvin Phillips on the other side, look, again, these guys ran great routes. We had such a good receiving core that they were good. 21 points, 14 points. So if Major's not hurt, we're running our full offense. We're running our full onslaught of different things that we normally run with him at the helm. Not taking nothing from Greg Jones. Jones is a good quarterback, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, there were certain things that we didn't do in our packages when Greg was on the field versus when Major was on the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
It changed the whole complexity of our offense. So no doubt about it. We just took 28 points to 35 points off the board with number 9 not being in the huddle.
I feel you. I feel a lot of love for 88, man. That's what everybody says, one of the greatest teams ever. Matter of fact, we put out a poll this week, Raspy Voice Kids, about what is the greatest Mountaineer team ever. And we matched it up 88 against 93. And we also made a little argument for 2006, the team that went to the Sugar Bowl and beat Georgia, finished 11-1. Yeah. The question is, I want to hear what you got to say. Can any team touch 88? Your squad, you made Reggie Rembert?
I got to be honest, man. Listen, those were some good squad. 93 squad was a good squad. Keep it real. I enjoyed that squad. Who didn't like the Sugar Bowl? That win against Georgia? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Big win. Now, here's the difference. Those two squads, defensively, I felt defensively that 88 squad, there was nothing like it. There was nothing like it. When you got a guy like Mike Fox at the nose, who went and played very well in the NFL for some years, right? That dude was, you had to double team him. You couldn't block him one-on-one. Now, by doing that, you had Mr. Ronaldo Turnbull.
Yeah.
Who almost I think he led the country in sacks that year. Okay? Who also was an all-pro in the NFL. There's no way that you could afford not to block or double team both of those guys. Our linebackers across the front, we had 2 All-American linebackers. We had DBs that were Bo Orlando. I mean, that defense.
Breaking it down.
Breaking it down. That defense was second to none. So here's what happens.
So, no, real quick. So, all right, so scratch this. All right, so you got the 88 over any team ever.
Yes.
Now you're bringing up the defense of 88. Is the defense of 88 better than the defense of 93 that has so many players, Mike Logan, Aaron Beasley? I mean, you can go on and on about the people on that squad.
Those are my boys. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my boys now.
Would you take 88?
Check out the full interview by listening to the Hail West Virginia podcast with the Raspy Voice Kids. Available on SoundCloud, Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, and now Spotify.
Thank you for watching the Hail West Virginia podcast with the Raspy Voice Kids. We want to thank Shrinkables for their partnership and their support. We want to thank Sandwich U, the king of the fat sandwich, located on 461 High Street in Morgantown. We also would like to thank Swill Dog, the makers of the finest hard cider in all of the world. And once again, as always, we thank Astorg Auto of Charleston for being who they are to us, but also to the great state of West Virginia. Thank you.
Astorg Auto of Charleston is West Virginia's premier automotive luxury dealer. We sell Land Rover, Jaguar, Mercedes-Benz, Volvo, and Audi brands. We also have a wide variety of pre-owned luxury cars at our store on Corridor G. Our service department also goes the extra mile and aims to exceed your expectations. We offer free pickup and delivery on service appointments to make your life easier. Come experience a new level of service. Astorg Auto of Charleston, a tradition of automotive excellence. Learn more at astorgauto.com.